Happy Whisper Wednesday, everyone. Today I'm going to be telling you guys about, I guess, some of my lore. It was suggested to me that you would like to hear a happy memory or a happy childhood memory from me. So I did write a narrative description and reflection for my last semester's classes. And it does have to do with one of my happiest memories, so I thought I could read that off to you since it's kind of descriptive and fun. Just so that we are aware before we get into it, description, narration, and reflection are all useful tools within writing. Description, as the name suggests, helps to describe a story, typically with vivid imagery. Narration utilizes description whilst constructing stories to engage the reader. Lastly, a reflection is more of a personal writing based on your past experience and knowledge. A reflection can also conclude with a glimpse into the future as the writer sees it. So, in this narrative description and reflection that I'm writing, or that I'm reading off, that I wrote this year, I just want you to know that I'll be utilizing all of those tools within this writing. So it might sound a little bit weird and like overly descriptive, but that was the point. Anyways, let's get into it. Sweat beaded down my freckled forehead as I plunged my arm into the murky waters of this lake. The unforgiving sun glared at me through the metallic shine of the canoe. I was not going to let it get away from me this time. The canoe rocked tirelessly as I leaned over the edge, ever so slightly to try to peer through the cloudy liquid. I saw the shadowy figure jet from one muggy hiding spot to the next, turning up a sulphurous-scented peat bog in its wake, obstructing my vision further. Clutching a worn wooden oar in my free hand for balance, I pulled my arm out of the water and quietly began to circle the grotesque, tar-like island that this elusive creature was calling home. I watched the murky water settle like a snow globe holding my hand just above the water, patiently waiting for a glimpse of the creature so that I could strike. Minutes became hours. The sun said its final goodbye as it sank behind the tree line. Suddenly, there it was. My heart was racing out of my chest. Now was my chance. I thrust my hand into the lukewarm water, immediately clutching the creature by its smooth shell. I hoisted it out of the water. I had finally done it. I had caught my first turtle. So, what do you think? Yes, that was the entirety of the narrative description and reflection that I wrote. It was not supposed to be very long, but yes, one of my happiest childhood memories would be catching turtles as a kid in my grandparents' lake. And really, their lake was not a lake, it was more of a bog. Actually, might be a little bit morbid, but the type of bog that they have, it's, peat bogs are the kind of bogs that can mummify you if you die in them. So that's kind of interesting. Anyway, that's super random, but I swear that's a fact. Maybe I'll put like a little picture of that, like proof from Google on my video, but anyway, yeah, so my grandpa would take me out on the canoe, and we would search the muck piles in the lake because they would rise up. Peat bogs are very, they're full of like natural gas, kind of, so these mucky islands basically rise from the ground, or rise from underneath the water, and they fishing net thing on a giant pole so that we could catch the turtles. We didn't do anything with the turtles. We always released them back, but it was very fun for me to, like, since I'm such a nature girl, to get to, like, hold them in my hands and see them up close. I am very much so someone who will stop if I'm driving and I see a turtle in the middle of the road, even if it's a snapping turtle. I will stop my car and I will make sure it gets across the road safely. That goes for really any animal. But regardless, yes, this specific memory that I wrote about, though, is a time when I caught one by myself without my grandpa's help, and I caught it by hand. I literally caught it with my bare hands instead of the metal net. So it was a very, like, proud moment for me. If you made it this far in the video, thank you so much for watching. I have many more happy memories. Thank you for stopping in. What was I going to say? Yes. Oh yeah, I do have some of my older writings still in my, like, Google Drive and stuff like that from my creative writing class and stuff. If you want me to, like, get into reading those off to you, they're a little bit cringe, but I would be more than happy to do that. And that was actually like over 10 years ago that I wrote some of this stuff. The one that I just read to you was from the, like, last year though, but I do have some of my stuff from high school still. So if you'd like me to read that to you in the future, let me know. Also, if you made it this far, I want you to comment that turtles breathe from their butt in my comments. Thank you, and I hope you have a wonderful